Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today I am painting a rainbow trout on a pre-gessoed 5x7 wood canvas. So been a little out of practice with painting on camera. I haven't really felt like painting on camera, so I took a break, but now I'm back. We're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, so I forgot, like, my camera doesn't focus real well when I have it zoomed in so far. And so the first little part of the fish there, yeah, it was all blurry. So I just cut it out, but you didn't miss much because it was just one layer of a color shifting paint, which I didn't realize was as thin as it was. And then, I should have looked up a picture on how the fish looked because it was just more of a headache for me later on because I was going off of memory. And so a lot of like the colors are wrong. Not like I was going for like ultra realism or anything like that, just closer to what the fish should have looked like. So a lot of like where the pink ended and where the green touched the pink, it was wrong. But it's fine because we go back and we fix it. We live and we learn. So the background, I wanted it to be a little bit more of an abstract looking water. So I wanted to see the brush strokes and see the direction of the brush strokes. And so I used, I think, like 3 or 4 different colors to get it to look like that. I also like to blend on whatever I'm painting on. So that's why, like, I don't know, having like the color shift in the mouth or whatever, it took me a minute, a little bit of push and pull to get it to work the way that I wanted it to. This is a learning process. I don't really paint with acrylics that much. So, this is a huge like learning curve for me. So doing something small like this 5x7 piece really helps with that, because when I make a mistake or I do something wrong, I'm able to easily correct my errors and my mistakes. So you see here, I'm blocking that green back out with white. That's because that's supposed to be pink and blue. It's not a wiggly line, it's a straight line. So, it's just small things like that. Or like you see with the lip, I actually blocked out some of the blue because I didn't realize that their lip was hooked that much. So I went back and fixed that as well. And then the pink and the blue, I made, I don't know, more of a pastel because I guess it wasn't as bright as I thought. So, we're living, we're learning. And then, it's just like a few tweaks here and there. And, I wanted to talk more about like my art block and stuff because it has just been a lot. So I started off this year and I wanted to put out 1 video a week, and I was doing that for months, but it felt like I was always chasing my own tail trying to get a video out every week because I wasn't pulling myself ahead. I was filming for that week's video. And so I took a little bit of a break. And then when I stopped making art, it was easy just to not do it. So I basically stopped altogether. And a lot of that has to do with, life gets busy. And now it's summertime and I have my kids home with me. And I'm not using that as an excuse because, you'll find time for it if you want to do it. But it was just really easy for me to not do it. And then I sat down one day and I started a new sketchbook, and I was outside, my kids were playing, and I sat down and I just doodled and found enjoyment in it again. So I decided, why not try painting something? And my sister-in-law is getting married soon, so I helped her out by painting watercolor place cards for her wedding, and thoroughly enjoyed my time. So when I went home, I sat down and I sketched out this fish just from memory. It wasn't like, I looked up what it looked like anymore or anything like that. Which I did end up doing during this video because it didn't look right. And then I was like, well, I'd rather have it close to what it looks like. So then I went onto Pinterest just to see what the colors were. And yeah, I was a little off. I wasn't too far off. But, it's just one of those things. Like, I had to find my enjoyment in it again. And just doing a little bit for her really sparked something with myself. So we're going to try and get back into this. I'm not promising, a video a week or anything like that. Just something art related every once in a while. I think a lot of it has to do with the pressure of getting videos out, because then it kind of takes the fun and enjoyment and creativity out of everything. So, I mean, with that, it's hard to get back into the rhythm of things as well. Definitely going to try though, and I am going to probably do a tiny tutorial on what I did for her wedding place cards, because they actually turned out super cute. They were really easy, so it'll be kind of like a little DIY thing instead of just doing a paint with me or something along those lines. And I usually, when I paint animals, the animal takes up the entire canvas that I'm using, whether that be a piece of paper, an actual canvas, or like a wood canvas. So I'm out of my element, putting water in the background and painting these rocks and stuff. So, and I kind of want to get better at that too. So I might try to sketch more of those, maybe in my sketchbook, maybe even try to paint a landscape. Because again, I think this is like a huge learning curve for me, but I want to get better. I want to push myself to get better with different mediums instead of just colored pencils. And the only way to do that is to keep trying. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know if I'd feel more comfortable like in my sketchbook to where even if it doesn't turn out right, what you guys are seeing wouldn't be like a finished product. It would be more for myself, and you guys get to see me learn through the process. I do have pictures from a few years ago when we went to Grand Marais, and I would love to be able to sit down and possibly paint some of the landscapes that we took there, because there's rocks and water and waves splashing up on everything. And I think it would be a really cool, intricate piece to do that. But again, I'm not like a landscape artist. I like painting animals, and usually, like I said, my animals don't have backgrounds. So I want to kind of venture out of that comfort zone and see how far I can actually push myself to do these things. So, you might see some things that I don't normally do up on my channel just to see how I feel about it. And like I said, I've been working on quite a few videos. We'll see which ones make it up, which ones don't. And it may not be an every week thing. I don't know yet. But I am trying to find like my style and not do like complete realism or anything like that. Just, something similar. You can tell what it is, but you can also tell like that's my style and I did it. So we're just going to see where this venture takes us, and I will see you guys next time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if there's something you would like to see me do. And I will see you guys at some point again. Bye.